So, fun fact about this one. When I was in elementary school, I saw something in a book that shows you how to make a at-home book cover. So this is my attempt at an at-home book cover, and I did it to a Dr. Seuss book because I thought no one would care. And it's "Oh say can you say," so hence why there's newspaper to the outside of it. "Oh say can you say," said a book-reading parrot named Hooey. "The words in this book are all pooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and back flips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis." Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finney's Diner. Finney also has some fresher fish and fresher and much finer. And his best fish is his fishest fish. And Finney says with pride, "The finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish, French fried." So don't order the fresh or the fresher fish at Finney's. If you're wise, you'll say, "Fetch me the finest French fried fishiest fish that Finney's fries." It's gonna be a hard one. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we have to call in Pinner Plin, who comes in with his handy shin pin. And with a tin Blin shinbone pin, Blin pins Din's shin bones right back in. Bed spreaders spread spreads on beds. Bread spreaders spread butters on breads. And the bed spreaders better watch out how he's spreadin', or the bread spreader's sure going to butter his beddin'. Ape cakes grape cakes. As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape said as he ate, "The greener green grapes are the keener keen apes are the gobble green grapes cakes, they're great." Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in my mirror and I see what I say, and then I just say what I see. Now let's talk about money. You should leave your grox home when you travel by air. If you take him along, they'll charge you double the fare. Your grox must be packed and locked up in a grox box, which costs much more than a little old fox box. So it heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all your money on boxes for groxes. And what do you think costs more, a simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess, so I think the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips and chow at Skipper Zip's Clipper's ship, chip, chop, shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up, the next one's easy. There are so many things that you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fudd Nutter brothers, who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there are Blipper and Bud, and Skipper and Jipper, and Jeffrey and Judd, Horatio, Horace, and Hendrix and Hud, and then comes Dinwoody and Dinty and Dud, also Fitzsimmons, Frederick, and Fudd, and Slinky and Stinky and Stewart and Stud, and now at the bottom is poor little Lud. And if Lud never sneezes, his name will be Mud. quack, quack. You have two ducks, one blue, one black, and when our blue duck goes quack, quack, our black duck quickly quack, quacks back. The quack's blue quacks make her quite a quacker, but black is a quicker quacker backer. And speaking of quacks reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and snacks. So, oh say, can you say, I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a snack in the sack on my back. Upon an island hard to reach, the East Beast sits upon his beach. Upon the West Beach sits the West Beast. Each beach beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the East was best, and the West was worst. Then I looked around from the West to the East, and I liked the beast on the East Beach least. Pete Briggs pays pigs. No, Pat's pigs. Pete Briggs Pat's pigs. Briggs Pat's pink pigs. Briggs Pat's big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig. Big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. That don't ask me why, I can't say. Then Pete puts his pat pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs big pigs pig pen. Fritz needs Fred and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Ritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Ritzy Fretz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz, Fred's a Fritz fed Fred. How to tell a clocks from a glocks. Well, the glocks you will notice has lots of black spots. The clots is quite different with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on a glotz are about the same size as the dots on a clots. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is, then it's easy to tell who the glotz or the clots is. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap, or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's hat, or a fat flap jack flapper in a flat flap jacker hat cap? Or, if you think you don't like cops, caps, flapjacks, flappers, or a cupcake cook's caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes kooky captain's caps, perhaps. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning chins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins who, tucking in twin instruments under twin chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And, oh say can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical turnikin named Gretchen von Swin has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringing tin swin mandolin. If you hope to wash soap off a rope, simply scrub it with shrope. Shrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you should wish to wash a soup off a hook, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped up hook soak in soapy Cooper's soup off. That's a hard one. In soapy Cooper's soup off hoops soak studs. I'm gonna keep on going. Merry Christmas, mush. One year we had Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you'd care for much. He didn't like to munch much. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give to your daddy. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is bright Dwight bird flight night sight light. But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus with whiskers is worse even yet. When a walrus whispers through tough, rough white whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blisters and blisters. Blisters. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. My tongue. My tongue is in knots. Ugh. Well, I hope you enjoyed me making a fool of myself. And Gnocchi.